Drum Talk TV remembers A.J. Pero with what became his last solo interview. So now we have a new guest who was not with us the first year that Drum Talk TV covered this. A.J. Pero from, I'll let you run down the list. Everyone knows Twisted Sister, Adrenaline Mob, and you just filled my ear in the last couple of days with a bunch of new things you're doing.
Yeah, just a bunch of things. I just got asked to do an album with a band called 4 by Fate, which is the same thing. It's just a bunch of guys from different groups. And, of course, the Foundry. I'm doing that cover gig the next couple of days with Blaze Bailey and John Moyer, Ricky Plaster. But that's, we'll be in the Texas area. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff that's, I've been lucky enough to have come my way, which is good.
No, you're in demand, man. And you know what?
I don't know about that.
Well, you're freaking busy lately, right? You've been really busy.
The only thing I'm in demand with is the credit card companies. That's about it. No, I've been. I thank God. I mean, things have been going great.
Yeah.
We just finished the summer with successful Twisted European big festivals, and that's always a big high coming off of that.
Yeah.
And then going from that and getting calls and doing other stuff, it's just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that it's also because you're so easy to work with. I mean, it's not all about the drumming talent. You have to have that, but let's face it, if someone's they don't always get the call.
Yeah, this is very true.
It's how you work with people.
Unfortunately, over the years, I've been kind of like the silent minority, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Never really was outlandish, wasn't into like driving off cliffs with, cars and, getting my heart started every 5 days or so. I wasn't into all of that stuff. I work out. I do the martial arts thing. I love playing sports. Yeah. I hang out with my kids, my grandkids. It's really cool. And I try not to get in any kind of high-profile stuff that goes on. So I guess you look at it in a way where people say, well, out of sight, out of mind. But then when somebody says, hey, you know who I just saw over the summer? AJ, man, he sounded really good. Let's ask him to do these tracks. So then I do these tracks, and then somebody says, wow, that's great. I didn't know he could play like that. Well, I mean, with Twisted, I just got paid to do a certain job.
Yeah.
But then when Mike Portnoy left Adrenaline Mob, and then I did the album, it was a whole different frame of mind for a lot of people that said, wow, we didn't realize you could play that well. Well, what do you think I've been doing since I was 3 years old?
And I've been hearing that from people, actually.
And then the Bonzo Bash
when we met there,
helped out even more, because then, again, you have, this whole group of some of the greatest drummers in the world.
And other musicians.
And other
all
musicians,
the great guitar
sure.
players, bass players,
Absolutely.
singers.
Absolutely. And then being in there and then getting a mutual respect from that and having all this camaraderie and becoming friends. They remember that, and it's cool. It's a great position to be in.
What form of martial arts do you practice?
Vada Kempo.
Is that anything like Qigong or?
It's a weird. It's a style that was a combination of American Indian, Chinese, and Japanese.
Oh wow!
It's not a very popular style. I'm going to say mostly in the East Coast where I'm from.
Okay.
Maybe in New York and Philadelphia. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, it hasn't been around long, only since the early '60s. But then I just recently started studying Aikido, which everybody knows.
Cool.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
a buddy of mine is he's like a 7th degree, and he says, "You got to come down. You got too much, too much aggression and aggravation and blah 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 blah. You got to come down and work out." So I went down and I said, "Wow, this is really cool. I don't have to fight young kids," because when I was studying all these years, after you get a black belt, you get a 2nd degree, then you go and you find out that you're like 20 years older, and all these young kids that you're teaching are going to kick your ass.
Yeah, they got the stamina, the flexibility.
So I mean, I'm just tired of being thrown around. My students are young kids, so I decided just to do the Aikido thing, just for the whole, just keeping myself limber, and it's been working. Arthritis hasn't set in yet.
Yeah, me neither. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's
cool.
Good.
Even though they call my motorcycle club the Sons of Arthritis. I'm only kidding. There's no club like that.
You know, being that you're so busy, it means even that much more to us that you took time to come and be a part of this
absolutely.
great event for a great cause.
Absolutely.
You know.
If I could fit it in anytime,
Yeah.
Even if there was a 2-day mirror, I would have figured out some way.
Really appreciate it. You've spent some time with April, a little bit.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She's great, and just to see her, healthy and hopping around and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, the whole cancer thing just affected. It affects millions.
Yeah.
But me, close to home, my dad, my grandfather,
Yeah.
my uncle, a couple of my cousins, some friends that I had, just all died of this lousy disease. And it's I mean, they say 1 out of every 3 people,
That's so frightening.
Yeah, it is frightening, especially that people in my family, but I know a lot of people that have, beat it.
Yeah.
Which is even more of a positive thing.
Yeah.
My guitar player, Eddie Ojeda, his wife right now, she had hip replacements because she had severe in ovaries.
Wow.
And it's like it was such a nail-biting thing. She's okay.
Yeah.
But it affects us every day, all of us. All of us know somebody or whatever.
And breast cancer is 1 out of 8, I believe, and it doesn't just affect women either. Peter Criss is a breast cancer survivor.
Guy Gelso had breast cancer from Zebra.
Yeah.
A lot of people had it. And it's, I go like this. I joke around and say, man, But who knows? I mean, I don't go to the doctors. I don't go to the hospital. If I get hurt, I heal myself.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, I'm thrown off a bridge,
Right?
Which then I got no choice. But I try to eat right, herbal, and every stuff like that to try to not get it, but
not increase the likelihood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
great.
But anybody that's had breast cancer is a survivor or has had, God bless them, man. It's that's the way. And that's why we do this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we do these things.
Yeah, find a cure, and in the meantime, raise a lot of money to help with the research for the cure. But not just that, but also to help people with better treatments and more effective treatments that might be experiencing it now.
Sure.
What do you have coming up that you want to talk about? Is there anything you can
Well,
talk
you know
about?
what? I have the Foundry, which I start, I'm doing tomorrow, flying to Austin to rehearse. And I got about 5 or 6 shows locally. It's like, they say local, it's Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. I say local. It's 5 pubs in my area,
your neighborhood,
in my neighborhood. That's local to me.
Yeah.
But I mean that's like an all-star thing. Blaze Bailey, John Moyer, Ricky Plester, and again last year they had James Kotak, and he couldn't do it this year. So John, I just came off the road with John with Adrenaline Mob, and he had said, and everybody said, "Whoa, that's great."
That's
so
cool.
I'm doing that. Then once I go back home, I also have a construction business, which I'm partners in, and I like doing that. That to me, that's sheetrocking and painting, and I love the demolition part. I could sit in the,
of course,
in the
swing the big ball,
bang, just knock it. I like that.
It's a drummer thing, man.
It is
right.
The Bobcat just picking up slabs of concrete. But that's that keeps me busy. I work when I want.
Yeah.
We have a crew, but a lot of times, most of the time, I'll go and I like the nail guns. I like to play with these things, so
that's cool.
It's not really a job. But that'll keep me busy through the winter. And then from what I heard, as of now, it's not written in stone, but I think Adrenaline Mob's going to gear up and start doing South America, maybe Europe, end of January, February. And then Twisted, you're not going to see them till next summer, like every other summer.
Yeah.
That's a summer thing.
Yeah.
And then whatever else I get invited to do.
That's cool. Thanks so much for
you,
taking
man.
time out of your busy schedule.
Like it's an honor and a pleasure as always.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me.
Give it up for AJ, man. Come on. Show him some Corpus Christi love, man.